Kia ora everybody and welcome to the Good Day Matrix. I am here with the amazing Nikki, Sherrard and Nicole Cowan who run Clothe our Kids Waikato, and I am going to let them introduce themselves because I don't think I would do either of them justice. Tell me about you.
Okay, so I have got two children. My life. No, I've got two kids, two boys, 9 and 10. I work part-time for ANZ, so I do 15 hours a week for them. And my husband is an engineer for Tetra Pak, works full-time there. Also breed Border Collies, and we do this and the business that Nicole and I run together.
So just a little bit. Nothing major. No. Plenty of spare time.
Yep.
And Nicole, how would you introduce yourself?
I'm a mum of 3, 17, 14 and 10. My husband and I run a business, and Nikki and I have a little jewellery business together.
Nice. And you slog it out with Clothe our Kids Waikato as well.
Yep.
Yeah. No easy feat. So with the Good Day Matrix we focus on body, mind, identity, community and environment, because we feel that wellness is not just body and it's not just mind, and it's being able to connect to other people, and it's about being safe in your environments and all those different elements that come with wellness. So we want to talk to you today about all those different elements and also learn as much as we can about Clothe our Kids Waikato and what you guys are doing and how people can get involved and help. But first, because you are both very busy women, what activities do you do for your body that you really enjoy doing?
Yeah, for me, I guess it's just taking that time out to book a massage or take the dogs for a walk down the park, or sometimes it's just getting that 20 minutes, half an hour out of the day just to take a breath.
Yeah.
So yep, that's for me. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just walking the dog's always good, and catching up with her.
Yeah.
Have a debrief from the day, and
yeah. Because you've known each other a long time, so that would be on a really tough day, because I imagine your schedules are pretty full. How do you make sure you do those things that fuel you?
I guess some days it doesn't happen. I mean, that's just the reality, isn't it? And you just, even if it's sometimes going to have a shower, just getting away from the kids and the husbands, and just getting that time to just breathe in your own space and not have the noise. A shower, or I might sometimes go out when the weather's a bit more pleasant, and just spend 10-15 minutes weeding the garden, something like that, just away from everything else. So
What about you?
I quite often go and do beading for our business and stuff. I find it quite relaxing, just watch some Netflix and turn off everything else, and just
multitask on the relax. Active relax.
It's quite effective.
I imagine though, with working with Clothe our Kids Waikato, that the need is very high and that you must be in demand quite regularly, and it'd be hard to meet those needs all the time because the need is high, and getting the stuff that you need to support that need would be really hard. I've said need a lot. It's all right. How do you cope with sort of that stress, or do you feel the anxiety of trying to keep up with what you're doing and the changes obviously that come, like COVID would have been a different challenge for you in getting the things that you need to support those people? How do you cope with that stress or that worry?
I think for me, again, just talking to Nikki, we have a terrible sense of humour, both of us. So just being able to vent to each other, and that's definitely if I didn't have her, I wouldn't be able to do it. So
and I think we're each other's sounding board, and so there's stuff that we tell each other that we probably don't tell our own husbands. So that's the nature of the relationship. And I think with time, we've been doing this now for 5.5 years, and the things that used to stress us or worry us before, we've learnt over time just to actually put them aside. Not being able to fulfil orders because we're out of stock. and at the end of the day and I quite often will say that, or we'll both quite often say it when we're in here on a Tuesday night sorting is, hey look, we can only do what we can only do, and us stressing about it and taking more on board than we can manage is not actually achieving anything for anybody. So we do what we can, and when we can't do it, we just put a note with it and say, look, this is all we've got, or hey, look, we can't do that one this week, we'll try and do it next week for you.
Nice.
So yeah,
It's that control your controllables, you can't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's that you don't want to let people down, because that's why you're doing what you're doing. So
that's right.
I worked at the warehouse. It was my first proper paid job years ago, and it was in the Christmas rush. When those queues would go down,
go mental.
and you'd have like 40 people in every single queue, and I'm new to it, and so you're scanning something. When scan, you got to push the buzzer and wait for a person to come. And I remember seeing someone one day, and they just smiled through all of that like it was just nothing. And they're like, I can only do what I can do. And I can only move as fast as I can move. And that was, I was 16, that lesson came of, me moving slightly faster wouldn't have moved them much quicker, and me being stressed was making me move slower, because I'd fumble and muck around instead of just going, I have one person in front of me, I can make your day a bit better by being calm and being polite and asking how your day is, because I imagine it's manic like these guys, and just, it was a pretty good reality check to be like, because I do try and do lots. I still do lots. But, it's also now with a perspective of I can't do, if it's not there, like you guys, if it's not there, we can't do anything.
That's right.
And giving yourself a break, because you're doing great stuff. So when you're you have businesses and you have jobs and you have children and you have husbands and you have a charity, and amongst all of those sort of hats that you wear, the many hats that you wear, how do you connect to yourself as well? So not just going for that walk or that chat, but what is the thing, like, how do you talk to yourself, or are there different things that you do for yourself that people may not even know about, that you just connect to, or something you've done since you were a child that might work for you?
And I guess that's always a fluid thing as well, what you did as a child, or versus what you do now, and is often quite different. I mean, that does change. That's a tricky one, actually. I don't really know.
I'll reword myself. So with the charity, where did it come from? What was your motivator to start?
So I guess for me it was just, I had the thought one night that I thought, gosh, my kids are at an age, I mean, they were only little, but I've got no one to pass these clothes down to now. Nicole's youngest is the same age as my youngest. Most of my friends were at the same age and stage with their kids, and so selling stuff on Trade Me and that just is more hassle than it's worth, and there was plenty of clothes that still had lots of life in them. So I sort of said to my husband, how would you feel if I thought about starting a charity, thinking, knowing that my upbringing was, certainly not ideal. There was a lot lacking. And so I thought, well, there's probably still loads of kids out there in the same situation, if not worse, who surely those clothes would be useful for. And so, then I sort of rang Nicole and said, hey, I've got this idea. What do you reckon? And so, she was on board from day one, and we've kind of just grown it from there, and it's certainly grown a lot quicker and to a bigger extent than we ever thought possible. And I think there's still plenty of room for it to grow further. I think the need is a lot greater than even what we're still seeing now. So, so that's kind of where it started. I mean, neither of us had terribly affluent upbringings, so we can certainly see the value when we see some of the clothing that comes through here. That must give some of those kids an absolute buzz to get some of the beautiful stuff that comes through. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing. So you two are literally ride or die, eh? Hey, I've got an idea, I'm in.
Pretty much.
Don't know what it's going to look like.
And then I did the same thing with the business and went, hey, we've got all the spare time, let's buy a business. We're a little bit mad, but that's okay.
What is the business, by the way?
A dozen ideas. So we make these beautiful tassel necklaces, key rings, lanyards and things like that. Beaded, lots of beaded goods.
Midwife gifts and teacher gifts.
Cool. So all the special people that deserve those thank yous.
Yes.
It's really cool.
And it gives us a creative outlet, so it's quite cool.
Yeah, very cool. So with Clothe Kids, I imagine you've got quite a lot of communities that you are connected into with what you're doing, but how do you connect to those communities? How do you get the orders to fill? Is it through organisations? Is it through individuals? Is it through schools? How does that process work for you?
So we have a lot of agencies that come to us, so Bernardo's, Family Start, places like that come to us and they tell us the size of the kids and we go and drop off to them and they get them out to the kids. Yeah.
Gotcha. And do you approach any as well? Like, do you sort of see one and go, we could probably add some help here or some value and chat to them, or?
Yeah, we have over the years. Initially when we started, we went direct. So we created a Facebook page and people were coming to us directly, making those requests for their families. That became a logistical nightmare, really. We were all over town dropping off, and yeah, ultimately it just became a little bit too hard to manage. Yeah. So we ended up, Family Start was kind of our first agency we brought on board, and then it's basically grown from there. So we've ended up with, Plunkett came on board, Bernardo's, Parent Line. There are some social workers in schools that also come through us, and a lot of it's word of mouth with those agencies. So one social worker will be chatting to another and say, oh, well, we use this amazing service, and then they come on board as well. And so they just email us, like Nicole said, it's just they email and say, look, we've got a family, a boy size 7 and a girl size 3, and we'll deliver those to the agency directly and they get it out to the families.
Okay. How many, do you guys have many volunteers, or is it just the two of you? How does that part of the process work for you?
So we started with the two of us, and then we had Rachel come on board, about 4 years ago now, I guess. And that was just, she contacted us, had seen what we were doing, wanted to be involved. Initially made a donation of some clothing, and then just started coming down and helping, because we were in a storage unit down Te Rapa, down Maui Street. And so she was coming down every week and helping. And then we've had Maya come on board in the last 12 months. Same thing, just seeing what we were doing, wanted to get involved, wanted to help. And obviously the space is limited, so many more people in here would be a bit of a cram. But we do have people that also help by taking stuff out of here and then sorting it in their homes into packs. Gotcha. We've got a lady at the moment that's doing our hats and socks. So she bundles a hat with some socks, slippers into a bundle and sizes it. Yep. So then when we're making the packs, that bundle goes in at the end with hats and socks. Cool. Every helper is amazing. Every little bit helps us, which is great. Yeah.
We've even got someone that does our washing for us as well. So
oh, bless.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, so, and for them it might only be, an hour out of their week, but that's an hour that we don't have to do on top of what we're already doing, so it's really appreciated.
It's amazing. We talk about environment obviously being your home environment and your work environment, and talk about sustainability, but it's also that environment you create around yourself. But for kids, it's those basic needs. It's safe and it's warm and it's fed and it's love. How can people get involved to help you guys? How do you take donations, or what can they be doing to help?
We really need donations at the moment. So donations can be dropped off at Parent Line down Palmerston Street and Little Split Pea down Cadell Street. Okay. Yeah. Always needing sizes. We're completely out of some of our sizes at the moment. We're doing 50 packs a week at the moment, so
wow.
Yeah.
And in one pack, what would go into a pack for these guys?
So we try to put 2 pairs of pyjamas in, 4 or 5 pairs of pants, same tops, 2 jumpers, hats, socks, singlets as well. We like to give them new socks as well. That's quite neat to get, and some new pyjamas sometimes, so new stuff's always good.
Because I imagine not many of those kids would get things new very often, so it's quite cool to be able to pop the odd thing in there that is new. It's just theirs, so
and they would treasure that, something wicked too. So special.
We've heard some pretty cool stories of some kids doing fashion shows for their social workers and stuff, so they've just been so excited opening the bags, and that's pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing, you guys. Those stories like that, just
That keeps us going.
Yeah.
It keeps us going on the days when we are struggling. Yeah.
And it breaks your heart at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you know that like it's super special and it's super cool, but it's super sad that that might be the first time they've gotten a new pair of pajamas when they're 7 or 8 or 9.
Exactly.
Both ways. That's pretty amazing. So I imagine, I have an assumption that the highest need is winter time. Would that be?
Definitely,
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with that, when do you need that winter stuff to come in to be able to support the winter need?
I guess all through winter. We were fairly well prepared this year actually. We had a lot of packs already done up, ready for winter. But we pretty much stripped those out by, first week of June?
Yeah.
Pretty much. They were pretty much gone.
As soon as there was that cold snap, we just got so many requests. Yeah.
So we've been kind of chasing our tail since, trying to keep up with demand. And so, whenever, if your kids grow out of stuff, we'll take it whenever, if it's warm, because we will use it. Definitely sort of April, May, I guess. I don't know, but I change my kids' drawers over around sort of that sort of April, May when it starts to cool off, and that's when I'm pulling stuff out and going, oh, that doesn't fit them anymore, I'll get rid of that. And it all comes out here. That's kind of when we get that influx, which is great. Even for people, if they see stuff on clearance at the shops, grab a pair of pajamas if they're on clearance. If you want to help us out, we appreciate anything and everything we can get. As I say, new pajamas are awesome for the kids. Socks are great. You can get a pair of socks for $1.
You can get a pack of 3 for $1 at some places.
Yeah, exactly. So every little bit helps.
Well, we will be. I can't remember if it was for Clothe Our Kids or for another one. I'm pretty sure it was because you were doing it. I took Harry shopping and I gave him an amount of money and I was like, I can't remember the size of the child I said now, but I was like, you're going to buy for someone else for Christmas so they've got their clothes. So. And then we haven't done it again, so I'm going to do that because
cool. That was the Christmas.
And then our work boys did one too. Where they all went out and did stuff. It
was very cool.
We need to do more of that though, because that's the thing, and that's what we forget. Whānau, we forget. We do something and then we go tick, and it's not tick like don't need to care about that anymore. It's just that we've done that, and then you kind of carry on, and then you forget that should be every year. That need doesn't go away. The need grows, and that needs to become like. Part of our family tradition should be that at Christmas time we go out and we donate our stuff anyway, but B, we go and get a few new things for people that we can donate in to make their Christmas that much, or their winter that much more warmer or safer. So
that's right.
Yeah, and it wouldn't cost much to go and get that stuff. So we're on it. I'm on it. All right. So that winds up our pillars. So that's body, mind, environment, identity, and community, which are all so important both with you guys as people but also with your charity. So we will try and get this message out far and wide to get that help, because we really want to work with the Waikato first with what we're doing. So we'll be making sure that we get that message out, but we also do some quick fire questions because I'm all about that life. 3 things that made you guys smile today.
My kids. Catching up with my high school friend today.
Cool.
Hey, Nikki. Again.
For me, I definitely had a good laugh with a workmate trying to work through this script actually and come up with answers. So her and I had a good giggle. And I guess, I've been at work today, so it's a little bit tricky. Certainly coming home, and my husband sent me a photo of our security cameras with this tribe walking up my driveway, and it's like there's intruders. They were all traipsing up my driveway, so that certainly made me laugh. So and my kids, I went to pick up my kids from holiday program and they were in the middle of building a fort, and so I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to come back and get you later because I can't pull you away at the moment. So that was pretty cool.
Happiness, happiness, boys, and forts and mud.
Oh yes, and noise.
Yeah, noise.
Lots of noise. Yes.
Any favourite books that you guys have?
Yeah, the only time I get to read is when we go away at Christmas to the beach. Otherwise it's just go. But Yeah, I mean,
Are you more self-helpy books, or are you more like novel, like romancy books, scary books?
I'm more just easy reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably more romance, so that it doesn't play on my mind while I go to sleep. And yeah.
yeah, I quite enjoy biographies. So I
Yeah.
read quite a lot of the children that have grown up in terrible circumstances
Yeah.
and things like that. And there's some really great, Kathy Glass writes some really great books.
Okay.
She was a foster carer in the UK, and so she fosters children and writes about some of the cases that she's taken care of, and there's some incredible stories actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
now I bet you this is one you were laughing with your colleague. Favourite smells?
yeah, it's a bit of a giggle. Interesting
This
answers.
brought me a lot of joy asking you all this
Oh, I
question.
bet it does. Yeah. I hate coffee because that's like
Coffee's just
the
gotta
fruit of the
be on
gods. Yeah.
coffee and chocolate.
Oh, well, yeah, chocolate generally smells pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the comment with my workmate was the smell of a nice smelling man.
Yeah.
A man with a nice aftershave is
Yeah.
like, whew, turns your head. So yeah, what else?
I love that.
What else do you like the
right.
smell of? Fresh baking bread, cookies, all
Yeah.
those nice things.
I
All the
love it.
appropriate things.
All right. What makes you laugh? Well, there's an inside joke there, if ever I saw one.
Yeah. Each other. We just
Yeah.
constantly laugh, don't we?
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah. We've thought about, I keep saying we need to get one of those, who's the guy that does the car karaoke thing?
Oh,
we should
James
so have,
Corden.
we should so have one of those in our car.
No.
So some of our conversations are very interesting.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be the new
Clothe Our
Netflix.
Kids Waikato carpool karaoke edition.
Not sure I
How
want to
good.
associate it with the charity. Might be one of the new Netflix series.
I learned some new words too.
Yeah.
You're out driving with you.
Yes, yes indeed. Yeah.
Priceless. Beautiful. All right. First job.
Oh, dirty old supermarket.
Mine was good old Decca.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Middle of town.
Yeah. No, mine was New World, Cambridge. Yeah.
Man, I would have been terrible working at Decca. I'd have wanted to buy the stuff that was on Decca.
Yeah.
Decca. It's a good Kiwi brand. Go to pick me up songs
Oh,
or
Pink.
genre if it's too tight. Yeah.
always got to be Pink, Bruno Mars, and then there's the oldies, the 80s,
Yeah.
the 80s list.
I'm like Eye of the Tiger and
Nice.
like the real
Yes. Dig deep music.
get the old, the old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
3 things you're grateful for today.
The sun's shining. We're here. Everyone's healthy, happy, and yeah. It's the end of the day. It's you're here to live another day. That's something to be grateful to start with, really, isn't it? So yeah, and grateful for each other and
Yeah. Family, friends, kids, just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can tell that you two have made each other's family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty special. I'm an only child, so I adopt people along the way as well. It's what you do. I need a new sister. Hello, new brother.
I'm not an only child, but yeah, she's my sister.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Favourite concert you've ever been to?
Oh, that'd have to be Bruno Mars.
It was so good.
So good. Oh, Pink.
Pink was amazing.
Yes.
See, whereas I'd be really lame and be like Diesel at Cleveland's when I was like 15. It's my first ever concert. There's about 100 people there.
That's so cool.
No, we did Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. I like him. He's good.
We,
We went to U2 and he was a bit preachy. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen was good.
Yeah. We did Paul McCartney for Mum.
Oh, yeah.
My God, that man could perform.
Wow.
He's of age that you wouldn't expect, a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Man, he never stopped. He didn't even take a break. He performed the whole time. It's amazing.
Crikey. Yeah.
Still not my best one, but he was those ones that just got
Yeah.
soul to music. It's so good. Hobbies. Obviously, beating in front of Netflix is one. Any other hobby?
That's pretty much it. For me,
Yeah.
anyway.
And I've got the dogs.
And
So
your
I
gardening.
breed the border collies and yeah, I love my gardening. I mean, it's just,
You
just
breed
me.
border collies.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, those puppies would be so cute.
They are a bit cute, eh? I get lots of visitors when we've got puppies.
Yeah.
They're like, hi, we've come to see you. It's like, no, you haven't.
You haven't seen me for
See
a
the
whole year,
dogs.
but you see that
Come to see the puppies. I know. Yeah. So it's great because the puppies are well socialised.
Yeah,
And they've been
definitely,
handled
yeah.
from teeny tiny. So it's it's awesome. So yeah.
fluff balls would be so cute. What does a lazy day look like for you guys?
It's a fantasy.
Probably just good old Netflix again, just chilling out at home, watching movies with the kids, and
Yeah, we'd be the same. Rainy day when you can't really do a lot. You just kind of got the fire going inside and movie on for the kids, curtains closed.
Yeah.
Just sit around and do not a
Snuggle
lot.
up.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for not having anything on a day. So you
Exactly.
can just sort of do whatever you want. That's the theme that's coming from most people. That's a lazy day, is they don't have to be anywhere.
Yeah, no
And
commitments.
it's my time
Yeah.
to just choose however I'm going to do it. Now, everyone struggles with this one, but I'm determined that both of you are going to answer me. Qualities you love about yourself.
My sense of humour, because it's just amazing.
don't know how to answer that one.
Well,
Modest.
I'm going to help
She's
you.
modest.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I've known Nicole now. I've got to try and work this out.
Oh, geez.
2002 I left school. 2003 I started at Riverside Lanes. So almost 20 years.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Almost
Yeah.
20 years. Now, when I met Nicole, I couldn't drive. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And Mum made me get a job and just happened to be at Riverside Lanes, where it was at night time and you can't bus at 2 o'clock in the morning home after a shift. And so Nicole didn't live far from where I live with my mum and dad. And so Nicole very kindly saved my mum having to come out at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and she'd drive me home. And I loved Nicole's car because it was a Batmobile. Do you remember? And she gets so excited. It was just a plain black car, but I was like, it's a Batmobile.
Toyota Sonos.
Nice.
So funny.
It was awesome. So I would say that from knowing you for 20 years and knowing that you're part of this and knowing the love, I also know her dad because he was a bowler at Riverside Lanes, Alan, is that you care for so many people and genuinely care for those people. So those people that you love, you would do anything for, and I think that is a quality you should love about yourself.
Thank you.
And you care, you didn't have to take care of me, but you took care of me, this little teenager who didn't know what she was doing. So that's one quality
Definitely.
I would say about you. Next time I'm going to text you in a week and be like, what do you love about yourself? And I better get saying something more quality.
Okay. I'll try.
But thank you both very much, and thank you guys for watching. So Clothe Our Kids Waikato, get in behind them Facebook page, Clothe Our Kids Waikato. Do you guys put up there regularly what you're needing? So follow their page, check it out, see if you can get involved and help. But around that April, May, look at your winter gear. If you've got anything to donate, flick it over this way. If at Christmas time you could set up that tradition like we're going to do in our family, where we go out and we get some things that are nice and new and warm for those kids, please do if you're able to. But I think any help is good help. So even if it's just 2 pairs of pants that you might have just found that you didn't need anymore, they would be gratefully accepted. So thank you very much, you guys. I hope you guys got something out of this. Get involved in your communities, see where the need is, and we will see you again soon. Ka kite.